then my mom asked me, she goes, okay, own, but son young slap jung, hide way ban young no tet tong le ne chai tan to because sasna young chưa tha, but lung young nung chap chưa to chit krao tiet. Does that make sense? There's nothing hot in this mug. It's literally just ice and juice. But y'all know me. I'm extra. But hey, so this has been on my mind for the past 2 weeks. It's a conversation that I had with my mom about 2 weeks ago. And it really made me feel good about myself because I get to explain to her about the work that I do. My mom knows that she knows that my day job is that I connect with people on the other side. I talk to sad people. And she's seen me done. She's been to my psychic shows, and she's really impressed with what I do. Well, mind you, my mom is also psychically gifted too, but it's not to that extent. And one of the conversations that we had was the afterlife. Where do we go from here? And because I have to explain her, and especially, mind you, the language barrier. I speak Khmer pretty good. A lot of people think I speak Khmer fluently, but I can only speak it fluently when it's time for me to jay pachao kani and shit. I gotta give myself a little more credit because I do speak Khmer pretty well, but I don't have that proper Khmer language. So let's be real. But I tried the best that I can when explaining her these things because my mom's curious. She's like, "What the fuck is my gay son doing?" We've lost our dad about 3 years ago, and and of course right now she's also mourning her younger sister's passing, and then she asked me, "How do you?" In Khmer, she asked me, do you see them? Do you get to see your aunt and your father? And then I said to her, I was like, yes, ma, I can see her. I can hear them whenever I want to. She goes, and then she asked me, how do you do that? Of course, all this is in Khmer. And I told her, it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of work of letting go of guilt and grief. And you have to be in a still moment. And then I said that you can do this too. You don't have to be a psychic medium to see or hear or feel your loved ones. They're always there. And then one of the hot topic was, then my mom asked me, she goes, okay, own, but son young slap jung, hide way ban young no tet tong le ne chai tan to ban because sasna young chưa tha, but lung young nung chap chưa to chit krao tiet. Does that make sense? So what she's saying was, how do you communicate with the soul when, in our religion, we believe in reincarnation? I told her that there is soul. This is just a mere scab of a thing. This here deteriorates here in this lifetime, in this earth plane. Our soul transitions to the other side. And I told her that your soul actually recycle itself, which is reincarnation. And I told her that the reason why I can still connect with people who also had reincarnated is because I'm connecting with their subconscious mind. Now, mind you, when I say that, she looked at me like I'm dumb or something. Like, I told her that the subconscious mind. So there's two mind. There is the conscious mind, and then there's subconscious mind. The subconscious mind actually connected to the soul. But the soul does more of the internal work with the afterlife and transitioning and things like that. Subconscious mind is what we hold onto deep beliefs, practices and emotions, and what we carry from our past lives. Mind you, I also connect with past lives too. I don't really offer it on my I don't really offer it as a reading because it gets pretty heavy, but I do bring it up here and there because some of the shit that I see with past lives is kind of crazy. It's nothing bad. It's not heavy. To me, it's just kind of like, oh, okay, I'd rather just stay away from past lives. But I do bring it up when spirit wants me to talk about someone's past life. But anyway, subconscious minds kind of carry that within ourselves today. So if you think about the things that we're going through or what we need to look into our life path right now at this moment and how our characteristics are is because it stems from our past life. And I told her that the soul had reincarnated. I'm still connecting to emotions that was here in this lifetime. And she was shocked. She goes, "So what about your dad? Does he want to reincarnate?" And then I told him, like, people who have done so much in this lifetime, and I told my mom that he had done so much in this lifetime, and I can see that his past life was still a burden, and in this lifetime there's a lot of burden here. Dad is now someone who actually had the decision to either move into higher plane and be one with the all energy of just being a spirit guide, or dad can make the decision to come back with the family. And my mom, I don't know how she felt, but I can see it in her eyes, like she was trying to register this. But at the same time, when I look into her eyes, it's almost like comforting, you know, to have this conversation with her. And then I told her that past lives or the souls, like let's just say anyone that does bad, and I told her that dad didn't do bad, but yes, dad had things that he would have done better, but dad have done so much in this lifetime giving back to the community and to people, helping out people. Look at all the things that he've done in Cambodia and even to the US. I feel like dad had almost like reached the point where it's almost like nirvana. So then I told her that people who do bad or who does good, they're with that being said, I told her that I don't believe in half the things that in Buddhist teaching, and I have to tell her that lightly because I can see these things. And I told her that the reason why the religion comes about is because it's a sense of control, it's a sense of to control our emotions and our feelings and our thoughts when it comes down to it. And I said, people who do bad or do good, there is no such thing as heaven and hell. And I told her that that's what we believed in, right? And I told my mom that I don't believe in heaven or hell. I believe that we make heaven and hell at this moment. And it was such a beautiful conversation to my mom. Like, the conversation was just beautiful to have, especially, you guys all know, like that generation, like we have a hard time opening up with our parents because they had suffered so much from the genocide. But I do everything that I can to talk to my parents because my parents did everything they could to speak to us, to heal. This is their way of coping. And I told her that people who've committed crimes and murders and stuff, they stay in a very dark place. When they transition, I see that there is a spirit guide that guides them, and then they're actually getting reprimanded on the other side and tell them like, "Hey bitch, this is what you did wrong. Now you're gonna have to repeat it again." And people who commit mass murders and these things, their soul just stay in the plane where they stuck forever, where it's just no emotions. It's just really sad. That's how I see it. I don't have any explanation to this. I don't know if they're scientifically like proven, but I just see these things, what spirit shows me. So I told mom that the things that we do, like monk skull and stuff, I think it's beautiful that we do that. And I told mom, like, I will always take you to go to the temples, to monk skull for dad, for me and stuff. I will continue to do that for you because this is what you believed in. And even though I don't believe in it as much, it's what you liked. But at the same time, I'm not going to stress because I'm not going to stress about it if I can't get the money or the time or to cook you food to bring to the temple when you transition. I'm not going to feel bad about it because I know that you had transitioned into the afterlife where everything is better, where these things don't matter. The reason why we practice these things is for our grieving purposes. You know, the reason why we put out food for our loved ones is because it's for us to still be connected to the soul. I told my mom that I can be in California, I can be across the world right now. I'm always traveling, but I will never forget that I have loved ones watching over me, and that's how I still stay connected. I'm not gonna go to hell because I don't put food for you or for dad, but these things that I still practice because you've taught me these things, and it is beautiful. It is comforting to still do it. But I'm not going to be gung-ho about it because I'm trying to teach her, because my mom at times feel bad she never had the time. Not never, that there are moments where she feels that she's, I don't know, just being let down from my dad because she can't get food to the temple. And I have to look her in the eyes like, "Mom, you think dad really cares about that right now?" And I told her what matters most is me giving you food. us having food on the table and sharing the love and the laughter and the moment, like these moments, this is what matters. This is what people in the afterlife want us to do, is to celebrate each other. So if you're watching this, I hope this like open up some things, and if you have a hard time speaking to your parents, sometimes it's baby steps. Sometimes it's like little by little, like to ask these questions and stuff, even if they don't want to open up, find ways to do it. I believe in the power of consistency, that something beautiful happens when you try to open up to someone that has such a wall up. There's going to be a moment where that will happen, but that conversations with my mom was like amazing to have. Anyway, y'all, thank you for watching my crazy ass videos, okay? Even though I am a psychic medium, I take my work very seriously. There is this side of me where I take my craftsmanship very seriously. Like, if you ever to sit with me, when it's time to get to work, I'm getting into work. I'm a very serious person, but at the same time, I love to make people laugh. So, thank you so much for reposting, resharing all my fucking wild videos with my Ghost Mom series and all these things. My Ghost Mom series is still continuing just because it's not Halloween. I'm still gonna continue all the way until Christmas. So you better watch out. You better not pound. You better not I'm telling you. Okay, bye guys.